First of all, we are going to review the last lessons, yesterday's lessons. Now I'm going to read it. The seventh great vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who are oppressed by many illnesses and who are without aid, without a place to turn, without a doctor, without medicine, without relatives, and without a family, who are poverty-stricken and filled with suffering, to be cured of their sicknesses upon having my name pass by their ills. So they are peaceful and happy in body and mind. They will have a family and relatives and acquire an abundance of property and wealth, and even realize and surpass the body. The eighth great vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, if there are women who give rise to a deep loathing for their female body and wish to renounce it because they are oppressed and disturbed by the myriad sufferings of being female, upon hearing my name, they will be able to turn from women into men who are replete with male features and ultimately realize as a better body. The ninth great vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall liberate sentient beings from the nets of demons and the bonds of external sects. If they have fallen into the dense forests of evil views, I shall lead them to have proper views and to gradually cultivate the practices of bodhisattvas so they will quickly and realize and surpass the proper and equal body. Sorry, now I'm going to share the screen, okay? Now please listen to tonight's content, okay? This is, the following is tonight's lesson.
The 10th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who fall into the hands of the law and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, or subjected to endless disasters, hardships, abuse, and humiliation so that they are torn by grief and distress and suffering in body and mind, to obtain, upon hearing my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and awesome spiritual power. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food, upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of the flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life when I attain Bodhi, if there are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and flies, and by cold and heat, upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their tastes, as well as a variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, and the enjoyments of music, and various kinds of talents, so that all their heart's delights will be fulfilled.
Okay, now I'm going to explain or preach tonight's content briefly, Okay, the 10th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who fall into the hands of the Lord and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, or subjected to endless disasters, hardships, abuse, and humiliation, so that they are torn by grief and distress and suffering in body and mind. To obtain upon hearing my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and awesome spiritual power. Here, please pay attention. Cause somebody to do something. Cause somebody to do something. Cause somebody to do something. Here, also pay attention. Please be careful. Subjected, 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 not subjected. It should be pronounced subjected. Be subjected to something. By means of, here, by means of, by means of, by means of means with the help of my blessings, virtue, and awesome spiritual power. Awesome spiritual power means awesome spiritual strength. Here, power means strength, strength, or force, F-O-R-C-E, or force. Yes, no? Yes. Let's go on. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward by means of the flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. Here, please remember, cause somebody to do something, cause somebody to be. Be plagued, be plagued, be plagued, plagued, be plagued by something means be disturbed, or be troubled by hunger and thirst. Quest for. Then pay attention to quest for, quest for. Quest for, quest for. Quest means a long search for something, a long search for something, especially for some quality such as happiness. For example, the quest for knowledge or choose. Here, quest for almost means search for, search for. Quest for also almost means search for, search for. Single-mindedly, single-minded, what does it mean? Single-mindedly means wholeheartedly, wholeheartedly, or with one mind, or with one mind. Maintaining it, maintaining means upholding, upholding. To be filled with means to be full of, to be full of. With delicious food, with delicious food means with nice food or with good food, with very good food. Afterward, afterward means at a later time, later, or at a later time. By means of means with the help of, with the help of, with the help of. Okay, let's go on. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, if there are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and flies, and by cold and heat. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their tastes, as well as a variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, and the enjoyment of music, and various kinds of talents, so that all their heart delights will be fulfilled. Here are troubled. Please be careful. Please look out. Here are troubled by means are afflicted by or are disturbed by. Maintaining also means upholding, upholding. Obtain, here obtain means gain or attain, Fine and wonderful garment. Here, fine means supreme and supreme and excellent. Fine and wonderful means supreme and excellent. Garment means clothes or clothing, or accord with means agree with, or match, Tastes, what does it mean? What does taste mean? Taste here means what you like, what a person like, as well as means and, means and variety, a variety of precious adornments. A variety means several different kinds of the same thing. Variety means several different kinds of the same thing. Adornments, what does it mean? Can you remember it? It means decorments. Yes or no? Decorments. Fragrant balms means fragrant, also means fragrant oils. Various kinds of talents. What does various mean? Various means several different. Various kinds of talents means several different kinds of talents. Delights. Here, what does it mean? Ordered heart delights. Delight means happiness or gladness. Happiness or gladness. Okay, that's all for the explanation. Now, please listen to it once again, okay?
The 10th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who fall into the hands of the law and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, or subjected to endless disasters, hardships, abuse, and humiliation, so that they are torn by grief and distress and suffering in body and mind, to obtain, upon hearing my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and awesome spiritual power. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food, upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of the flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life when I attain Bodhi, if there are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and flies, and by cold and heat, upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their tastes, as well as a variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, and the enjoyments of music, and various kinds of talents, so that all their heart's delights will be fulfilled.
Okay, now I'm going to read it. You listen. Then it's your turn to read it. Okay. The 10th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who fall into the hands of the Lord and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, or subjected to endless disasters, hardships, abuse, and humiliation, so that they are torn by grief and distress and suffering in body and mind, to obtain, upon hearing my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and awesome spiritual power, or strength. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food, upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of the flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, if there are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and flies. Here, clothes means garments. Yes or no? Here, clothes means garments. so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and flies, and by cold and heat. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their tastes, as well as a variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, under the enjoyment of music and various kinds of talents, so that all their heart's delights will be fulfilled. Okay, now it's your turn to read it or recite it, vigorous or Albert. First of all, Albert, you please, okay? I think each of you have about 8 minutes, okay? Now I'll put down my mic. You please.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Wang. Good evening, everybody. It's my turn to read. The 10th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life of not embodied, I shall cause sentient beings who fell into the hands of the law and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, or subject to endless disasters, hardships, abuse, and humiliation. They are taught by grief and distress, and suffering in body and mind. To obtain, upon hearing my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and wholesome spiritual power. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain body, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they are create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of the flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow in the future life will not embody, if they are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are traveled by mosquitoes and flies, and by cold and heat. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their tastes, as well as a variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, and the enjoyments of music, and various kinds of talents, so that all their heart's delights will be fulfilled. The 10th Great Vow. Awarded in future life, when I attain body, I shall cause such beings who fell into the hands of the law, and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, or subject to endless disasters, hardships, and humiliation, so that they are tortured by grief and distress, and suffering in body and mind, to obtain, upon hearing my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and wholesome spiritual power. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, not body, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain body, if they are sentient beings who are poor without clothes, so that day and night they are traveled by mosquitoes and flies, and by cold and heat. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their tastes, as well as a variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, and the enjoyment of music, and various kinds of talents, so that all their heart's delights will be fulfilled. The 10th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who fall into the hands of the law and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, or subject to endless disasters, hardship, abuse, and humiliation, so that they are tortured by grief and distress, and suffering in body and mind, to obtain, abhorring my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and awesome spiritual power. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so placed by hunger and thirst that they create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of the flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, if they are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and flies, and by cold and heat. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their tastes, as well as a variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant arts, and the enjoyment of music, and various kinds of talents, so that all their heart's delights will be fulfilled. The 10th Great Vow. I vow that in future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who fall into the hands of the law and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, or subject to endless disasters, hardships, abuse, and humiliation, so that they are tortured by grief and distress, and suffering in body and mind, to obtain, upon hearing my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and wholesome spiritual power. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they are create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of the flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, if they are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and flies, and by cold and heat. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their tastes, as well as a variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, and the enjoyment of music, and various kinds of talents, so that all their heart's delights will be fulfilled. The time is up. Next one, please.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, go and everybody. Yeah. The 10th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain the Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who fall into the hands of the law and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, imprisoned, sentenced to execution, of subjected to endless disasters, hardships, oblates, and humiliation, so that they are torn by grief and distress and suffering in body and mind, to obtain, upon hearing my name, liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessing, virtue, and awesome spiritual power. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain Bodhi, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of the flower of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life, when I attain Bodhi, if there are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and fears, and by cold and heat. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments and accord with their tastes, as well as all variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, and the enjoyments of music and various kinds of talents, so that all their hearts' delights will be fulfilled. Here again, the 10th Great Vow. I vow that in a future life, when I attain the Bodhi, I shall cause sentient beings who fall into the hands of the law and are bound, interrogated, whipped, fettered, imprisoned, sentenced to execution or
Execution.
Yes, thank you.
Execution.
Yes, thank you.
Interrogated.
Interrogated. Yeah, I see.
Yes.
Interrogated.
Fettered.
Yeah, fettered.
Okay, please go on. Go
Yeah,
on, please.
thank you. Or subjected to endless disasters, hardships,
Yes, hardships, not handships.
yeah,
Yes, go on.
hardships, abuse, and then humiliation, so that they are torn by grief and distress and suffering in body and mind to obtain upon
Humiliation. Humiliation.
humiliation. Yeah, humiliation.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Go on.
To obtain upon hearing my name liberation from all worry and suffering by means of my blessings, virtue, and awesome spiritual power. The 11th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain the body, I shall cause all sentient beings who are so plagued by hunger and thirst that they create
Plagued.
Yeah, thank you. By hunger and thirst that they create all kinds of bad karma in their quest for food. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and maintaining it to be filled with delicious food and drink, and afterward, by means of the flavor of Dharma, to settle in ultimate peace and happiness. The 12th Great Vow. I vow that in the future life, when I attain the body, if there are sentient beings who are poor and without clothes, so that day and night they are troubled by mosquitoes and fierce
Mosquitoes. Yes.
Mosquitoes, and fires, and by cold and heat. Upon hearing my name and single-mindedly accepting and accepting and maintaining it, they shall obtain all kinds of fine and wonderful garments that accord with their taste, as well as all variety. Yeah.
Yes.
Variety of precious adornments, flower garlands, fragrant balms, and the enjoyment fragrant balms, and the enjoyment of music and various kinds of trials, so that all their hearts delights will be fulfilled.
All their heart delights will be fulfilled.
Will be fulfilled. Yeah, fulfilled.
Yes.
Fulfilled.
That's
Yeah.
right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for your hard work. Thank you, everyone. Listen to me. Yeah, put down my mic.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Okay.
Yeah, welcome, Venerable